Hello, I'm Aren Esser. In this video, I will tell about France, which is visited by the most foreign tourists in the world. If you want to support my channel, you can like the video and subscribe to my channel below. Don't forget to turn on notifications to be notified of upcoming. Tourism in France directly contributed €79.8 billion to gross domestic product, GDP, in 2013, 30% of which comes from international visitors and 70% from domestic tourism spending. The total contribution of travel and tourism represents 9.7% of GDP and supports 2.9 million jobs, 10.9% of employment, in the country. Tourism contributes significantly to the balance of payments. France was visited by 89 million foreign tourists in 2019, the most of any country in the world. France has 45 sites inscribed in the UNESCO's World Heritage List and features cities or sites of high cultural interest, Paris being the foremost, but also Loire Valley, Toulouse, Strasbourg, Bordeaux, Lyon and others, beaches and seaside resorts, ski resorts, as well as rural regions that many enjoy for their beauty and tranquility, green tourism. Small and picturesque French villages of quality heritage, such as Calanges-le-Rouge, Locronan, or Montsoro, are promoted through the association Les Plus Beaux Villages de France, literally, the most beautiful villages of France. The Remarkable Gardens label is a list of the over 200 gardens classified by the Ministry of Culture. This label is intended to protect and promote remarkable gardens and parks. Touristic regions. The Eiffel Tower, seen from the Place du Trocadéro, Paris, the capital city of France, is the third most visited city in the world. It has some of the world's largest and renowned museums, including the Louvre, which is the most visited art museum in the world, but also the Musée d'Orsay, which, like the nearby Musée de l'Orangerie, is mostly devoted to Impressionism, and Centre Georges Pompidou, dedicated to contemporary art. Paris hosts some of the world's most recognizable landmarks, such as the Eiffel Tower, which is the most visited paid monument in the world, the Arc de Triomphe, the Cathedral of Notre Dame, or the Sacré-Cœur on Montmartre. The Cité des Sciences et de l'Industrie, located in Parc de la Villette, is the biggest science museum in Europe. Near Paris are located the Palace of Versailles, the former palace of the kings of France, now a museum, and the medieval village of Provence. Both attractions are protected as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. France, or officially the French Republic or the French Republic, is a country whose mainland is located in Western Europe and has overseas territories in many parts of the world. Continental France is located on lands stretching from the Mediterranean Sea in the south to the English Channel and the North Sea in the north, from the Rhine in the east to the Atlantic Ocean in the west. The French call their country hexagon because of the shape of their land. France is a unitary state with a semi-presidential system in administration. The main principles and ideals of the country are explained in the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen. France's neighbors on the European continent are Belgium, Luxembourg, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, Spain, Monaco and Andorra. The island of Corsica, which is only 12 kilometers away from the Italian island of Sardinia in the Mediterranean, also belongs to France. In its overseas provinces, it also borders Brazil and Suriname via French Guiana, and the Netherlands Antilles via Saint Martin Island. France is connected to the United Kingdom by the Channel Tunnel, which passes under the sea surface in the English Channel. Since the second half of the 17th century, France has been one of the leading countries in international relations around the world. Between the 18th and 19th centuries, France established one of the largest colonial empires of the time. During these periods, the borders of France extended from West Africa to Southeast Asia, leaving significant traces in the culture and politics of the societies in the regions it affected. It has an advanced economy with its nominal gross domestic product, which is the 6th in the world, and its purchasing power parity, which is the 7th, and it is in the developed countries class. France is the most visited country in the world with approximately 82 million tourists annually, excluding those who stay in the country for less than 24 hours, including those who come for business trips. France is one of the founding members of the political and economic organization called the European Union and has the largest area among the member states of the Union. The country is also one of the founding members of the United Nations. Francophone is also a participant in the G8 summits, the Latin Union and NATO. It is one of the 5 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council. It is an important nuclear power with 360 effective warheads and 59 nuclear power plants. France is divided into 26 administrative regions in total. Of these, 22 are located within the European territory of France, known as Metropolitan France. Of the 22 regions, the only region outside the mainland is Corsica Island. The remaining 4 regions are in the overseas territories of France. All these regions in France are further divided into provinces. These provinces are generally numbered in alphabetical order. These numbers are used in postal codes and license plates. There are 100 provinces called départements in France, and these provinces are divided into 342 counties, arrondissements, which in turn are divided into 4,032 cantons. The smallest administrative unit of France is the communes, which are managed by an elected president and can be called villages. Communes follow cantons in the hierarchy. The number of communes in France is 36,680. These regions, provinces and communes each have a local council and are governed by a ruler. Counties and cantons, called arrondissement, are administered only at the municipality level. However, this was not the case in the past. Until 1940, counties also had a council, but this practice was suspended under the Vichy regime and was completely abolished in 1946 with the establishment of the Fourth Republic. According to the data of the United Nations Tourism Organization, with 83 million tourists registered in 2012, France is the most visited country in the world. The countries that come after France are the United States of America with 67 million and China with 57.7 million. When calculating 83 million people entering France, the short-term journeys made by motorways of those who stay in the country for less than 24 hours or who want to go to countries such as Italy and Spain from Northern Europe are not counted. France is home to historic cities, beaches, resorts, ski areas and countryside. In addition to these, France also comes to the fore with religious tourism. Located in the province of Hautes-Pyrénées, the city of Lourdes welcomes millions of tourists every year. According to 2003 data, the buildings and places that attract the most tourists in France: Eiffel Tower, 6.2 million, Louvre Museum, 5.7 million, Palace of Versailles, 2.8 million, Musée d'Orsay, 2.1 million, Arc de Triomphe, 1.2 million, Centre Pompidou, 1.2 million, Mont Saint-Michel, 1 million, Chambord Castle, 711,000, Sainte-Chapelle, 683,000, Haut Königsberg Castle, 549,000, Puy de Dôme, 500,000, Musée Picasso, 441,000, Carcassonne, 362,000. With an estimated population of 65.1 million, France is the 19th most populated country in the world and the second most populous country in the European Union after Germany. The largest cities of the country are Paris, Marseille, Lyon, Lille, Toulouse, Nice and Nantes. In 2004, the annual population growth rate of France was determined as 0.68%, and the rates of birth and number of children per woman continued to increase in 2005 as well. In 2006, there were 300,000 new births despite the total deaths. While the number of children per woman was 1.88 in 2002, this number increased to 2.02 in 2008. In 2004, a total of 140,033 people immigrated to France from abroad. Of these, 90,250 came from African countries and 13,710 from European countries. 25. The following year, in 2005, immigration declined slightly to 135,890. Another issue that has been discussed in France for many years is the migration from rural areas to big cities within the country. In the period between 1960 to 1999, 15 of the rural provinces experienced population loss. The most striking example of this was the province of Creuse, which lost 24% of its population through internal migration. France is a secular country where freedom of belief is constitutionally guaranteed. According to the results of a survey conducted in January 2007, 51% of the French associated themselves with the Catholic sect of Christianity, 31% stated that they were agnostic or atheist, 10% stated that they believed in other religions, and 4% belonged to the Islamic faith, 3% said they were from the Protestant sect, 1% were Jewish, and 1% were Buddhists. Statistical studies in European countries revealed that according to a more recent study conducted by the organization called Eurobarometer, 34% of French people believe in the existence of a god, 27% believe in some kind of life force or divine being, and 33% do not believe in the existence of any god. Has put it.